Hey everybody, it's Coach Heather. I just wanted to meet with you. I just got back from a nice hike and now I'm settling down to do some work from home, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to share with you some success tools from working from home and learning some things about how to make that transition as easy for you as possible. So let's start with the most boring part of the conversation, and that is just basic ergonomics, right? You guys have lugged your laptops home and now you're working from your laptop, and I will tell you, if you are just sitting in a chair with your laptop on your lap, after a couple of weeks, you are going to be very uncomfortable. Your back is probably going to be hurting. Your neck is going to probably be hurting. So what are some strategies that you can do and employ to help make your ergonomics better at home when you don't have a perfect workstation like you do at work? So first of all, laptops cannot be ergonomic. So because the screen and the keyboard are attached, your hands are either going to be too high if your screen is at the right level, or your head is going to be flexed too far forward if your keyboard is at the right level. So we know that going in. So if you really want to do something really great for your body, then you get a wireless keyboard or a wireless monitor and you separate the two. Some of you have docking stations where you can dock your computer and then you have a big screen that you're looking into. That's awesome. Just make sure your screen is at eye level and that your keyboard is at 90 degrees with your hands even a little more than 90 degrees of your elbow, so that your hands are at the right level and you're not putting stress and strain on your neck and shoulders. Now let's say that's not available to you. What can you do? Well, I'm going to show you what I did, because I've adapted this spare bedroom in our house in Arizona to work as a workstation. And so I took a chest of drawers and I have made it my workstation here. I pulled it out, stuck a pillow in there. It's not glamorous, but it works. And what I will tell you is, like I said, a laptop is not perfect ergonomics, but this is better than me setting it on my lap and typing and typing and typing and all hunched over. At least I can be standing up and my arms are at the right position. So when you do set up your workstation, my encouragement to you is change it. Keep changing it every, couple times a day. Move to a different station. If it's not a perfect workstation, then just keep changing it so your body doesn't get exhausted from these bad positions. So you could sit at the kitchen table, you can sit on the chair and the couch, you can stand at the bar unit that you might have at home. Lots of different options for that. So try to use a separate monitor or keyboard or docking station. Try to create a stand station if you can. And guess what? There's lots of standing station conversion options that you can just grab online for 50 bucks, 75 bucks. They're not that expensive. You set them on top of your desk, lift them up. Certainly some options there. So there's no limit to what we can do to kind of create a better functioning physiology while you are working. And so again, stand up station and keep changing your stations, okay? We want to make sure that we're taking breaks, because sometimes when we work from home, there are less interruptions, unless you have tiny little children. There are less interruptions and we get going and we get going, and soon we've been sitting for 1, 2, 3 hours straight and not moving our bodies. Your body is a perpetual motion machine. It stops thinking if you don't move it regularly. So every 45 minutes you need to get up and at least do some jumping jacks or wiggle around, just shake it around. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. It can just be enough, walk to the kitchen, get some water, come back, throw on a song, just dance around for a little bit, but break up your amount of time that you're doing focused work, both for your brain and your body. Okay, so be taking regular breaks. Getting outside. You're faced with a unique opportunity when you work from home that you can get outside more regularly. And right now, with the stress as it is coming at us, that is incredibly impactful. It throws us into fight or flight, which increases all the drop of our stress hormones, which is not good for us from an immunity standpoint, a physiologic standpoint, a cognitive standpoint. It affects our sleep. There's so many things that can be impacted by that. And guess what helps undo it? Nature. It's probably the number one thing. Getting out and walk in nature, rub your hands along the plants, go barefoot where you can. Any place that you can get grounded will help dissipate out some of that stress that we feel building in our bodies, okay? Isolation. Now, we're doing this thing called social isolation, right? I'd rather it was called physical isolation because we want to be very, very careful about becoming isolated, because that has huge impacts on our health as well. And typically, those impacts show up and we don't even realize before it's too late. So depression, anxiety, chronic pain are all repercussions of being isolated. So my encouragement to you is make all of your meetings Zoom video calls as much as possible, so you're staying connected to people other than just the one or two people that are in your home, and that you look for opportunities to connect with people in any way that you feel comfortable or that you can. And so typically that's going to be video conferencing, FaceTime calls with relatives, whatever that looks like. And of course, remembering that we want that social distance of 6 feet, but it doesn't mean that you can't connect with a friend at some point, or just make sure that you are having some human social time, okay? It can be digital if you want it to be, that's just fine, but just make sure it's happening, because isolation can happen very quickly and it does have a very big impact on our health. Okay, negelimination, it's a word I made up. I refer to negelimination as getting rid of the negative onslaught of information that we're getting every day. And I've called it that for a long time. I am a very limited person who exposes myself to news a whole lot. I keep it very finite. And I'm going to encourage you during this time to consider how much time you're spending reading about all the stressful things that are happening, exposing yourself to it. And I recommend to my clients, don't bathe in it, just dip your toe in it twice a day and stay informed, but try to protect your very delicate cellular structures from all the stressful information coming into your body, okay? Okay, looking for opportunities. So, how can we, I was just watching a live cast from somebody I respect a lot, and he talked about pivot, don't panic. Pivot, don't panic. So how in this unprecedented universal halt that's going on right now, can we reset some things in our life? Can we rededicate ourselves to a physical practice of exercise? Can we start a meditation practice? Can we pick up some projects that we have let go because we've just been too busy? Can we connect with people that we haven't been connected with? This kind of time causes us to take stock of our relationships and look around and say, what is most valuable to me? So look for the opportunities, pivot, don't panic. I thought that was really great. Now, some practical tools, guys, when you're at home. I know from what the grocery stores look like, you're all buying up the non-perishable food items. I want you to consider that this is an incredibly important time to be feeding yourself with whole food, wide array of variety and color, so that our immune systems have the strongest chance of fighting off all the little invaders that are around us right now. And again, we're at a disadvantage because of the stress level most of us are under, which is immunocompromising. And so any way that we can pack nutrient-dense foods into our system, we want to do that. So be making, we have a little extra commuting time now, right? That we're not on the roads. Make fresh meals at home. Try some new recipes. Reach out, connect with me if you want ideas on this. I'm happy to provide them for you. So we talked about wide array of food, moving your body. Everybody's gym is closed or soon will be. Work out outside. A workout doesn't have to look like dumbbells, okay? It could be a jump rope. It could be jumping in place. It could be dancing around. It could be just going for a big hike. Lots of different ways that you can keep your body moving. Sleep quality, because we're inside a lot more and we're a little less stimulated than we would be racing through traffic, seeing people at work, meetings, all of those things, our sleep can be affected by that. Add into that the stress, which can also affect our sleep. So our sleep hygiene and how we work with our sleep cave is going to become even that much more important. So winding down an hour and a half before you go to sleep, shut down all of your screens, keep the house darker, turn out a lot of the lights as you start to wind down. You might consider using some melatonin or CBD oil to help you get a better quality of sleep. Keep the room cooler than you think you need to. Our bodies sleep better when it's trying to rewarm itself. Make sure any junk light is blocked out. So all those green and red lights coming, so the green coming out of your light switches and your little red dot on your smoke detector, those all affect your melatonin balance and can interrupt our sleep. So that's another thing you can reach out and talk to me about. I'm happy to help you design the proper sleep cave, proper sleep hygiene during this really, really stressful time. Meditation, great time to start. Headspace, Calm, both free apps that you can do. Ziva Meditation Online is a great program, but there's tons of them. Lots of great opportunities. There's no shortage. You just have to pick one and get started. And the nice thing about Headspace or Calm is it starts with 3 minutes. So anybody can meditate for 3 minutes. So great, again, looking for opportunities. This is a great opportunity to start a meditation practice. Supplementation. Let's just quickly talk about supplementation before I wind down some of the talk about how to be working from home. And then we're going to finish with a couple of stretches that I encourage you to do when you are taking a break. Okay. So supplementation during this time that I'm recommending is 5,000 IU of D. Okay. It's higher, but there's very little evidence that we can toxify even with this fat soluble vitamin, and it's a stressful time, and vitamin D gets depleted during stress. 3 grams of vitamin C, you want to spread that out throughout the day. We can only absorb so much at a time, otherwise we just pee it out. And so we want to break it up throughout the day. So maybe you take, 1 gram in the morning, 1 at lunch, 1 in the evening. Elderberry syrup, you can make that at home. There's recipes online. Echinacea is another thing that you can be doing. Hydrate, fish oil, probiotic. Fish oil, make sure the quality of your fish oil is pharmaceutical grade. Do not buy your fish oil from a big box store or a drugstore. You need to get it from somewhere like Whole Foods, PCC, or online from a pharmaceutical grade distributor. Okay. Okay, I think we covered lots. So let's just talk briefly about some stretches that you can do when you're taking breaks from work at home. All right. These are just funny 4 stretches that I do with a lot of my corporate clients. And so maybe you can do them with me now. All right. So we are going to start with elephant. And so hands together, drop it down, and now go through figure 8, just swinging your arms like an elephant walking through the jungle. Did you guys see that I got to touch an elephant in Thailand? It's the best thing ever. Good. Okay, earth to sky. We want to pick up some earth and throw it up to the sky. So you bend all the way over, pick up earth, throw it up to the sky. Pick up earth, throw it up to the sky. So we do that about 5 times, okay? Another one, I had this friend in college named Paul McDonald, and he used to come knock on my door and say, "Heath, you want to go for a chocolate?" He meant a chocolate shake. And so just shake and move your body, twist it around in different ways. Just move it, and get the blood flowing. Okay, and then my personal favorite, you know it, 8th grade dance. Okay, we're getting rotation in the spine, flexion, moving our legs, just gets the flow going in your body. So there are just fun 4 stretches you can do when you're taking breaks from work. So just recapping very quickly, ergonomics, make sure you're changing your position regularly. If you don't have an ideal station, try to find a way that you can do a standing station. Wear shoes. You wear shoes typically at work. At home, we don't often, and sometimes that can really wear and tear on your back and your mid-back if you're not used to not wearing shoes all day. It's great if you are used to it, go for it. But if you are not, then it can cause some issues. And then staying connected, video conferencing as much as possible, taking breaks, regular breaks every 45 minutes, and try to get outside as much as you can. You have the liberty to do so now. Remember, it is really physical isolation, not social isolation. So we want to stay connected. We also want to allow ourselves to get outside and be in nature. Neg elimination, staying informed. Don't bathe in it, just dip your toe in it. And remember, pivot, not panic. look for the opportunities in our time that we're having right now. Moving your body, wide array of colorful foods. Music is a great anti-stress, so using music to help calm your body is great. Sleep quality, meditation, and supplementation. We talked about all those things. I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and I look forward to connecting with you again throughout our time here. I'm hoping I'll be able to do some other videos for you. So, mwah! I'll see you later.